Hello everyone, Logan here with a preview for an upcoming Kickstarter. No, it's not for Cthulhu, a deck building game. That Kickstarter already happened. This is for the standalone expansion to Cthulhu, a deck building game called Cthulhu, the Horror in Dunwich, which we don't have a box for because we just have the prototype, but I wanted to show you in relation to if you saw the last video and all the cards in the boxes, this is all the cards you get in the standalone expansion that's coming to Kickstarter on June 20th. It's by Wyvern Gaming. You've got new character cards, you've got new library cards, new stagger cards, new mythos cards, different elder gods, and you also have the addition of two new kind of library cards, the ally and the gear cards, and you also have the new mythos locations that you turn out at the start of a turn. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new cards. If you haven't seen our review video for Cthulhu, a deck building game, go ahead and check that one out where we go over all the other cards that were in the base game that are basically the same as in this game. But then we're going to go through the new cards here in a minute and show you that. Show you the setup of the game, how to play, some basic gameplay, and then in our next video, we're going to do a full gameplay from setup, beginning, and all the way through till hopefully we win. So, this is Logan for Logan Chops Reviews for Cthulhu, a Horror in Dunwich. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of the cards that have changed from the original base game of Cthulhu, a deck building game, and the standalone expansion, the Horror at Dunwich. So there's a couple cards that have changed. If you haven't already watched our review video of the base game, go watch that now. Because we're not going to go over all the cards here in this video. We're just going to go over the cards that have changed and then show you the setup, basically, which is almost exactly the same, and then a little bit of the gameplay at the beginning. We'll also have another video. It's going to be a full gameplay from start to finish that me and Gothy are going to do later. But let's go ahead and go over the card changes. So all the cards are almost exactly the same, except for your starting cards here. Now, the staggers in the base game have changed. Your mythos, or not the mythos, I'm sorry, your sleuth cards are exactly the same, which gain you 1 moxie. But now there are 3 different stagger cards, and you start with 1 of each of them in your deck. I know if you remember the other stagger cards, they basically didn't do anything. They had flavor text on them that told you that you feel kind of woozy, but now they actually do something. Each one of them has you take a health and a sanity damage when it's played. So like this one says, something is clawing its way out, take 1 health and 1 sanity. And this one has you taking 2 health damage and losing 2 sanity. And this one has you taking 3 health damage and 3 sanity loss. So you start with 1 each of those for your 3 stagger cards in your deck, as well as the 7 sleuth cards that you start off to make your 10-card deck at the beginning. The other cards that have changed, well, not really changed, but have been added to the standalone expansion, are now there are things called mythos locations. And at the beginning of the game, during setup, when you're setting up your elder gods, you're getting your regular decks and everything put together, you'll go ahead and you'll shuffle the mythos location deck also, as well as the mythos deck. And you'll turn over 1 mythos location, and that will stay in play and count for the entire game, unless you can find some way to remove it. You see this one right here is called Dunwich, which actually fits the game. And it says, Yog Sothoth. I can never pronounce these names. They're not meant for human mouths to be able to pronounce. Yog Sothoth is added as an active elder god. So not only do you have the 1 or the 2 or however many you turn over, depending on the number of players and how difficult you want the game to be. You can also, the mythos location can add extra elder gods to the game. You can see like this one right here, Ancient Tomb, says all minions have 2 times their health. So the Mythos locations add a little bit more of a challenge to the game. For the library, you have 2 more different types of cards. Remember, in the base game, you have 4 different types. You have the actions, the equipments, the spells, and I'm forgetting the last one. But now you have gear and allies. And how they work is whenever you play a gear or an ally, they're just like locations in the original game. They come into play. They stay in play even through cleanup and the end of a round, and they'll stay there. You have 2 gear slots for your investigator, and if you want to replace one of the pieces of gear you already have in play, you just go ahead and you remove it from the game, and can go ahead and play another piece of gear whenever you activate it in its slot. You can see, like, we have this one here, a talisman. Says wearing this grants 1 additional moxie for every card played in the planning phase. And gear only count towards you. You only gain the benefits from gear. So that's every card that you played in the planning phase. See this gear we've got right here, some spikes. You can see there's spiked boots right there. So it costs 5. Says wearing these grants 1 additional moxie for every card played in the combat phase. So there's different kinds of gear you have. I'll show you a little close up of the card right there. And now allies work the same way. They stay in play. Once you activate them, put them in play, they stay in play. But you can't have 2 copies of the same ally in play. 2 or more copies. Only 1 copy of an ally by that name can be in play. And they stay in play through cleanup and all that. Like this one right here costs 4. This is Warren Rice, and while Warren is active, draw 1 additional card to your hand each round. So you won't start with 5 cards in your hand. You'll start with 6. You'll be able to draw 6 in a turn. Got this one here, Henry Armitage. He costs 5, and he says when Henry is active, add 1 slot to the public library. If you remember, you turn out 5 cards for the public library. If he's in play, you turn out 6. So those are the new cards that are going to be for the game. So let's go ahead and set it up and show you how this all works together in the new Cthulhu, the Horror Dunwich standalone expansion. Okay, and here we have the setup for the standalone expansion for Cthulhu, the Horror in Dunwich. We've got our library over here of the new cards just from the game. We haven't mixed them up with the base game. We just have the standalone expansion library that comes with the game. Remember, this is just a prototype, so none of the pieces are indicative of the final production copy of the game. We have our stack of Elder Gods right here, which we will be picking our new one in a second, as well as our stack of logbooks to keep track of their health and the minions' health if we have any come out, which we probably will. Yeah, going off of the base gameplay that we did and everything. Yeah, minions come out and kick your butt. We've got our new stack of the new Mythos locations, so we'll be turning out one of those in a minute. And we've got our stack of Mythos cards right here, plus our red 6-sided dice. So it's just the 2 of us playing, and we're going to be playing on easy. We're only going to have 1 Elder God and 1 Mythos card. I've got my stack of minions over here ready. They're off camera for when I need them, and a bunch of these clips for keeping track of health, life, and everything and stuff. There's some stuff off camera. I'm going to be playing the Hobo again. I played this during our full gameplay video that we'll be releasing here in a couple days. But I like this guy. He's got the special ability that for each point of sanity damage, that
you already lost them.
Yeah, I already lost some sanity damage. So for each point of sanity damage that a hobo takes, he gets 2 moxie.
Tongue-tied hobo.
Tongue-tied hobo. He's been drinking a little too much. Gothy over there is playing the con man. He's got a special ability. What's the special ability on the con man over there?
Once per round, the con man can play a card that will mimic the effect of the card played this round. The con man chooses which card this is.
Yeah. All right. And then we both got our decks, our personal libraries of 10 cards, 7 of them being the sleuth cards, and the 3 new stagger cards that make us take damage or if we choose to play them. And they're all shuffled up. So before we draw our hands, before we get the library set up and everything, we're going to go ahead and turn out our Mythos location. Now that that's during the new setup. I know you saw the one during the regular review of the base game, but for the new setup, we turn out a Mythos location, and this will stay in play and affect the game. It is Shipwreck. Whenever an investigator takes sanity damage, they may draw an additional card from their personal library. So that's pretty awesome. Some of these Mythos locations actually are hazardous to your health, I guess is a good way to say it. But this is actually pretty good. It actually, yeah, whenever it takes sanity, why do one want to say sanity? Maybe I need a sandwich.
No.
Sandwich? Whenever we take sanity damage, we get to draw an additional card from our personal library. So we're going to go ahead and keep that right there above the Mythos deck. And we only get one Mythos location card. So I'll go ahead and put these away over here, back in the blocks. All right, and let's go ahead and see what Elder God we will be facing down. Looks like Yig. Yig, 30 life on Yig right there. So we're going to go set that up on one of these logbooks. Each activation, Yig summons Serpent Men. If his health is 21 or more, he summons an investigator count -3. So since there's two of us, -3 would be -1, but it's always a minimum of 1. So he'll summon 1. If his health is between 11 and 20, he summons investigator count -1. So again, 1, because it's 2 minus 1. If his health is 10 or less, he's going to summon the amount that's the investigator count. So yeah, so 30, or so between 21 and 30, he'll summon 1. Between 11 and 20, he'll summon 1. And if his health is 10 or less, he's going to summon 2 Serpent Men during his activation. Like nice little... I'm liking these new card layouts for the cards as opposed to the base game. And it's, yeah, they look pretty good. So that's that is our Elder God for this game. Go ahead and put it there, set up a logbook for him. As you see, the logbook has just like the other ones, has the planning phase on there and has the combat phase with these. You use these for the Elder Gods and the minions. So we'll set this at 30 life. Okay, 0 on that side and 30 over here. We'll put that next to Yig. Woohoo! And we'll leave room for any active Mythos cards. We've got a deck of Mythos cards that'll turn out during the Mythos phase. We'll put this stack of logbooks and put that off camera there in case we need it. Plus, we have our red 6-head die. I don't know if I said that either beforehand. Just for anything, let's set that right next to the Elder God. We got room for discard over here. All right, we got our stuff going on. We got more clips. I'll put those over there. So we need to turn out 5 cards from the public library right here, Miskatonic University. So to get on the table, see, we got a rifle that costs 3. We've got this action right here. It's a lunge, which gains 3 moxie. It costs 3. We've got a spell for 1. It's a spectral razor. You take 1 sanity damage, gain 3 moxie. Let's see, gear over there, one of the new gear cards. It costs 2. It's a compass. It's well equipped. During any phase, you can destroy 1 card in the public library and replace it. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm going to try to save on some space over here. And let me see. Last one is a spell called Call of the Dead. Costs 5 moxie. So you summon investigator count -1. Zombies at -1 or +1? Can't see over there. +1 zombies. Investigator count +1 zombies. Each zombie intercepts an attack during the combat phase. This is immediately destroyed. Take 2 sanity damage. Oh, so you call up zombies, and they face off against the minions and stuff, and then they're immediately destroyed. That could come in handy. Okay, so just like in the base game, we're gonna go over the turn structure just like in the base game as we go along. So we're each gonna draw our 5 cards for our starting hand. 2, 3, 4, 5. And see what we got. I have 3 sleuth cards and 2 of the new stagger cards. The one that you take 1 health and 1 sanity damage. The other one's a stagger card, take 2 health and 2 sanity damage. And I got the 3 sleuths right there in my starting hand. Now you don't have to play these stagger cards I mean, you can, or some the new rule book says that some minions or the Elder Gods might make you play your whole hand, but you can choose not to play them in this game. So just as a rundown, I'm going to take one of these extra logbooks, and that's what I like about these. You can keep one next to you to show the different phases. So you start off with the planning phase, and we are going to start out. I'm going to put that right here for easy access for me. You draw your starting hand. Each investigator draws their starting hand. So we both have our 5 cards. And then each investigator in turn has to take the following steps, which is preparation, research, final preparation, and then refilling the university library here. And the players get to choose who goes first. So it's usually me going first. So I'll just, I'll continue to do that. So preparation phase, this is where you play the cards from your hand and gain moxie to buy stuff that is in the library, the public library here. Any moxie that you gain during your preparation stage does not carry over to the combat phase or to the final preparation stage. Anything you play during final preparation to get ready for combat, if it generates moxie, it does not carry over into your combat phase. So, let's see. I think I'm actually going to grab that action card right there. So I will play, for my preparation phase, I will play my 3 sleuths, which each gain me 1 moxie. Ding, 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 ding. So I generate the moxie. It's floating in the air. If you want to, if it makes it easier, you can keep track of that with the die. Oh, look, I got 3 moxie. These cards go to the discard pile right there. I will use that 3 moxie during the research phase. Now, the research phases are part of the phases whenever you buy your cards. I will use it to buy the action card Lunge right there for 3. And whenever I play it, it'll gain me 3 moxie. So that gets added to my hand. And then during final preparation, you can play out anything you want. It's usually a good time to equip or put down equipment, gear, stuff like that. But any moxie you gain during final preparation does not carry over to the combat phase. So I'm going to choose not to put out anything out during final preparation. And go straight to Refill University, which you refill. It's a 5 card. So the new one that comes out is an action card, costs 4. It's called Uppercut. Lets you gain 5 moxie. So that's the new one. And then it'll pass over to Gothy's planning phase.
Well, I only have 3 moxie.
3 moxie. Okay. So we're going to keep track of that like that. You have 3 moxie, so those can go to your discards. So
I'm probably just going to buy the rifle.
Buy the rifle? Okay. It's an equipment. So this equipment, she'll gain 4 moxie whenever she plays it out. Which you might want to wait till the combat phase to do, because it does not carry over. Yeah. All right. Nothing for final preparation?
Nope.
No. All right. So we'll go ahead and refill the library for you there. And it's a spell. It's another spectral razor, just like the other one. It costs 1. You gain 1 you take 1 sanity damage, but then you gain 3 moxie. All right, so we're both done. So all the investigators, if you're playing with more than just 2, everybody goes around clockwise order. And then it goes to the combat phase, which first the Elder God will trigger. Then we'll draw Mythos, depending on the grid. Since it's just the 2 of us playing, we draw 1 Mythos card and apply its effects. And then any minions that have been generated by the Elder God or by the Mythos card will take effect. And then it's finally the investigator's phase to do some combat and do some damage with the stuff that we bought from the library or have in our hand. Yay! And then we'll get to cleanup, which we'll go through the steps of cleanup when we get there. So first, the Elder God portion of combat. And just to show you guys here, so you can see where it says combat, it has those down there. So that's the logbooks are really good to keep on you. So Elder God, Mythos, Minion, Investigators, and then cleanup. Where you don't have to keep the rule book on you at all times to remember the steps. Alright, Elder God. So Yig, we already went. He's at 30 life, so he is going to summon 1 Serpent Man. I like how these are in alphabetical order, so I can just go right to SE and grab a Serpent Man. Yay. So, Serpent Man, he's got 5 life. And whenever he activates, each investigator takes investigator count -2 health damage. So 2 minus 2 would be 0. But we remember that there's always a minimum of 1, so each investigator will be taking 1 damage. Since he's only 5 life, I'm not going to keep track of him with a log, but that's when he activates. He's not activating yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Sorry.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Go.
All right. Okay. So now we go to the Mythos. We're going to turn out a Mythos card and see what we get. Ooh, Eater of Souls. We got this before. It's the big spider. So it says summon investigator count +1 ghouls. And then if this Ayub Ganushal is the active elder god, you summon investigator count +3 instead. But since that's not the god, since we have Yig, we're just going to summon investigator count +1 ghouls. So that's 2 + 1, so 3 ghouls.
Ooh, you know math.
I know math. Let's find some ghouls right here. 1, 2, 3 ghoulies. No, it's a little bit tougher. Let's see what these ghouls do. See, and then she's not permanent, so she's gonna get discarded right there. Eater of Souls. So the ghouls, they're 4 life. So the investigator who has their special ability and has the lowest health loses that special ability in the combat phase. And if there's a tie, it's up to us. Okay, so let's set these 4 out here. Stuff just got a little bit tougher. Alright. So now the minions activate, and when they activate in the lowest health to the highest health. So all these ghouls trigger. Investigator has their special ability and has the lowest health. Well, we're both at 30 health starting, right? 30 health and 30 sanity. None of us is taking any life. So it's a toss-up. So, 1 for you and 1 for me because they trigger separate. So 1, you lose your special ability. You can't do it for combat. Yeah, I know. And then I'll lose my special ability. So I can't, if I take any sanity damage, I can't gain any moxie. And then the Serpent Man triggers. So each investigator, we're both going to take 1 health damage.
Did you say each Eddie better?
Each investigator.
Oh.
So we're both at 29. And now, finally, we get to the investigator phase to do some damage.
Not that much now.
So I'm going to go ahead and go first. I'm going to play Lunge to gain 3 Moxie. I'm going to use that 3 Moxie for damage to hit that Serpent Man and do him. So he'll currently, I know we're supposed to use the logbook, but he currently has 2, because I'm hoping Gothy can finish him off. Yeah, that's it for my investigator, or my phase, so that's it. The other 2 cards I have are staggers. So let's go to your phase. What do you got?
I have a gun.
Okay.
Forward.
So equipment. Yeah, you gain 4 Moxie.
I was hoping to duplicate it.
Yeah.
So I could at least take out 2 of the ghouls. But I guess I'll just finish.
You gonna finish him off, or do you want? You can hit one of the ghouls to get them off the table. That's fine, if you want to.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and take cutter on one of the ghouls. That way, it'll get us down from having to do abilities for that. Okay, so now I'm actually gonna. So we have access to that red die. I'm actually gonna set up a card for that Serpent Man right there. Okay, so he's got 2 life left on him. Okay, and then anything else?
No.
No? Alright. So then we go to the cleanup step. So during the cleanup step, anything you have that you played that turn goes to your discards. Whatever's left over in your hand goes to your discards. You go ahead and check the university. If there's anything in the university of these 5 cards here that you don't want to have in play, you could choose to discard them. So is there anything that we want to discard, or we think they'll all be pretty good for next turn?
What does this one do again?
That one we can summon actually zombies that can confront the minions or attack the god.
You lose sanity to it, right?
You take 2 sanity damage. Whoever casts it. It costs 5, which is kind of a little high for right now, but I think we should still keep it all the way. I think we're good with these for right now. I'm gonna buy some stuff next turn.
I think Houdini's a little worried about it.
Yeah, our cats are going off out there again. They're worried about it. Every time we play any Cthulhu games, our cats start howling in the bedroom or in the living room. Yeah. So I think we'll just keep that. We're not going to do it. But if we had discarded some, then we refill it. And then we go to the beginning of the phase again, planning phase, where we each draw our hand size, which is 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which would be the rest of the deck, because you start out with 10 cards. Okay, so yeah. So yep. And if you don't mind, I will go first.
Yes.
I guess. Oh. Okay. I'm going to play 2 sleuth cards to gain 2 moxie. I have more sleuth cards in my hand, but I'm going to save those over for the combat phase to do some extra damage to some stuff we got on the board. But I'm going to, in my preparation stage, play the 2 sleuths, so I gain 2 moxie. Boom. Use the red dice to represent that. I'm going to use each of them. I'm going to use one to buy this spell, the Spectral Razor, and then the other one to buy this other Spectral Razor spell. And during final preparation, I'm not going to set anything up. I'm going to save those right there. And then I will refill. Let's move that down right there for some new cards. Refill the library. So we've got an action card. It's Impale. It costs 2. You gain 2 moxie. And we also have a gear card. It costs 4. It's the Graphophone. It says when equipped, you gain 2 moxie each round. That's why gear cards are a really good addition to the game. When they come in and they just say and play each round and gain you stuff. Alright, so I'm done with my planning phase, so go ahead, Gotham, it's your planning phase.
I don't know what to get.
You don't know what to get. I don't know how many moxies in your hand. 4. Well, you could gain that action right there and then gain this compass gear card. Or you could just gain the action and save 2 over for the combat round. Or you could just gain the compass and then have that. Well equipped, during any phase, you can destroy 1 card in the public library and replace it. If it were up to me, if it were my choice, I would just grab the action right there, save your other 2 moxie for the combat round to do extra damage.
Yeah, because I don't know how helpful the compass is going to be. Right now.
Well, if you know, let's get extra stuff out of the library. But okay, so only playing the 2, grab that one, save in your hand. We'll go ahead at the end of your... And we'll go ahead up. It's equipment. For 3, was that broadsword. Said this equipment gains 2 moxie. Nice. So we'll move into the combat phase. So beginning of the combat phase, the Elder God, go ahead and triggers. We already know he's going to summon a Serpent Man right here. Where they go? Right there. So summons 1 more Serpent Man who's fresh and has 5 life. And then we're going to go for Minion. We got to remember our Mythos location. Whenever we take sanity damage, we get to draw an additional card from the deck. Yeah, we haven't taken any sanity damage yet. Okay, but the Mythos new Mythos card, Acid Rain. All gear is rendered useless this round.
Ha!
Yeah, so it's a good thing she didn't buy that. All gear is rendered useless this round. Alright, none of us have any gear. I don't think what I buy. I bought a bunch of spells. Yes. Okay. And now the minions will trigger. So this goal will make it so you can't use your special ability. Because it's each for the lowest life, and we're both at 29 again. So this one will trigger for me. And then these Serpent Men, this one, each investigator takes, it's going to be 1 health damage. And then this Serpent Man triggers, and we'll each take another one. So we'll both be down to 27, if my calculations are correct. And now we come to the investigator round. Did you want to go first this turn? Or did you care if I go, or what? I've got a lot of stuff I'm going to be doing.
You go first.
Okay, so before we go, in preparation, because since I'm going to be taking some sanity damage from the spells I'm going to be playing, I'm going to be drawing extra cards from my deck. So in preparation of it, I'm going to do a quick shuffle of my library, because I'm going to be drawing cards from my personal library. Because it says each time, whenever an investigator takes sanity damage, yeah, they draw a card. All right. Okay. So my library already there.
You just shuffled all the staggers to the top.
Yeah, probably. All the 2 staggers I have in there. Yeah. Okay. Now this is going to... I was really looking forward to doing this, but I forgot the ghouls were there to trigger their stuff. I was going to... For each point of sanity damage I take, I gain 2 moxie. So I was sitting there going to be going, okay, I'm going to play this spell, Spectral Razor. I take 1 sanity damage, but I gain 3 moxie from the spell. And then from here, take a sanity damage, gain 2 moxie, so that'd be a total of 5. And then I get to draw a card. I was like, oh, I got a lot of stuff. I can't use my ability. Okay, I'm still going to get to draw a card from there. So Spectral Razor will come into play. I gain 3 moxie. I get to draw a card from the trigger from the Mythos location. Hey, it's another sleuth. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and play my other Spectral Razor. I'm going to take another sanity damage and gain 3 Moxie. Then I get to draw another card. Hey, it's another Sleuth. Awesome. I had a handful of Moxies. So I'm taking 2 total sanity damage. I want to make sure I mark that on my sheet before I forget about it. I'm down to 20 sanity now. I've got 6 Moxie floating. Let's see. We're going to deal... Yeah. We're going to deal this 3 Moxie at this guy. This 3 Moxie at this guy. So they'll both have 1 life left. I'm going to play a Sleuth for 1 Moxie to finish that guy off. Play another Sleuth for Moxie to kill that guy off. And then these last 2 Sleuths that I drew from the trigger for the Mythos Library, I'm going to use to finish off that 1 Serpent Man. So that wipes almost the complete board except for this one here. That's my stagger left over. So I'll put all my cards in a pile right here like this, because they don't go to the discards till afterwards. But all these guys, these 2 ghouls, this 1 Serpent Man, are all dead. So all we've got is that 1 fresh Serpent Man and he's got 5 life right there. Okay, Gothy, so you can go ahead and do your Investigator combat.
Well, I can only get him down to 1.
Okay. So did you want to do him, or did you want to apply it straight to you? Because you can always attach the Elder God.
Get that out before...
Yeah, and the next turn we can finish him off, minions. Yeah, so they don't start piling up. Okay, so your Impaled does 2, and then the other 2, Moxie right there. Alright. So he's a 1. All of our cards that are in play go to discard. And then anything in our hand goes to discard. Is there anything we want to discard here from the library?
I would say the compass.
You want to discard the compass? Okay, we can make the compass go away. I still like that Call of the Dead. Now that we've got some stuff in our libraries that actually can gain us some Moxie, we might be able to buy it.
As much as I like the broadsword, 3 for 2 is kind of...
3 for 2. Okay, we can get rid of the broadsword equipment. You gotta remember, equipment comes in and stays, or no, it's not equipment. Gear comes in and stays in play. Equipment, yeah, it's gonna gain you Moxie every time it comes up. But we can get rid of the broadsword. That's fine. We'll move this stuff over here. So let's go ahead. Last thing we do is refill. We've got a spell, Dark Resurrection. It says resurrect a fallen investigator to half health and sanity. Take 10 sanity damage. And this spell, this is for 6 right here. Body Warping of Gargoroth. All investigators take investigated count sanity damage and gain 3 Moxie on every card played for the rest of the round. That could come in handy like late game. Okay, so beginning of the round we both draw up. I know I already saw you drawing up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1 card left in my library right there. Alright, and who wants to go first this round?
I'll let you go. I know that you like going first.
Yeah, I'll go first. Alright. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and lunge to gain 3 Moxie. And play a Sleuth to gain 1 Moxie. So that would be 4 Moxie. Oh, okay. Well, the dice is being used. 4 Moxie right there, floating. So for my research phase, I'll use that 4 to go ahead and buy the uppercut, which gives me 5 Moxie. And I'll add that. I've got some staggers in my hand and a Sleuth. So the staggers don't really count. I'm not going to do anything during final preparation. I'll pass the planning phase over to you. Oh, after I turn out. Sorry, got a refill of the library. Oh, it's a gear card for 3. Relay disc. So when equipped, once during the planning phase, search through your library and put 1 card with a cost of 3 or less into your hand. It could come in handy. Okay, so what are you doing? We'll finish this round and then we'll get to the review afterwards. If we don't die.
I'm not going to buy anything.
You're not going to buy anything? Oh, yeah, you don't have to buy anything during planning phase. That's completely fine. You can save all your Moxie in your hand for the combat phase. So we'll get to the combat phase. Elder God is going to trigger. We're going to get another Serpent Man. This one's fresh with 5 points on it. Then we go to the Mythos phase, where we'll turn over a Mythos card. Passing of Eons. Investigators must destroy 3 cards at random from their personal library.
Not counting our hands, right?
No, I'm not sure. So they've got to destroy 3 cards at random from your personal library. So your personal library is your deck. I've only got 1 card in my deck, so I'm wondering if that makes it. I'm gonna have to shuffle up and 3 cards at random, probably because my discards count too. But I'm not sure about my hand because that's currently in my hand. This is 3 like that. Yeah, I'm just gonna shuffle. I'm gonna deal off 3 of them. They're gonna get destroyed, so they'll be out of the game. Oh, that kind of hurts. So just spend all this hard-earned moxie on cards. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. One thing, let's see right here. I got rid of a stagger. My 2 spectral razors. Oh man. Okay, so they're destroyed. They're out of the game. Go ahead and put them over there. Oh, you mythos cards. All right. So now it goes to minions. So we're gonna lose a total of 1, 2 health from there. So we're both at 25. Arg. I'm kind of pissed off. Okay. So here we go. I am going to... Huh? You want to go first?
Yeah.
Go first.
Okay. I'm going to impale, and I'm going to have my conman mimic it.
Oh, okay, yeah, because you could double a card played this round.
4 moxie altogether.
4
plus 2.
5, so 6 moxie. Okay.
So I get rid of both.
Get rid of both Serpent Men. Awesome. So 5 to 1 and 1 to the other one. Serpent Men. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was exactly what I was planning on actually doing. And then you could do whatever to the other god. But since you took care of them, I will do this. Uppercut for 5 moxie, and then do 1 sleuth card out of hand to make a total of 6. It's going to go straight to Yig. Taking Yig down to 24 health. 24 health still means that it's going to trigger and give us 1 guy. So... Alright. But then, okay, end of the round. All our cards in play go to our discards. Cards in our hand go to discards. And then we get to choose from here which round. I don't want to get rid of that Dark Resurrection spell. And probably that one. Those 2 that came out right there. I'm not even going to ask you. So another 2 actions come out from the letter. Another action and a spell come out. And that's the end of the combat phase. So you keep going like this, you keep playing, you keep suffering and taking damage until you end up defeating the Elder God. Just keep your fingers crossed, because it's kind of hard sometimes. So making your cards get destroyed. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to that review. So as you can see, with the inclusion of the new ally and gear cards and the Mythos locations making it a little bit difficult, and the new library cards and the Elder Gods, the Cthulhu, the horror in Dunwich, is a great standalone expansion for the game. We've played it separate from the base game, and we're gonna see how it goes in our full gameplay video that we'll have later on this week. But I can't wait to see how it's going to be whenever we mash them all together, because you could combine this with the base game and have a library that's about this big. But yeah, I can't wait to see how it's all just mashed together and how it all works and goes together. But it's a great deck builder. It's a great standalone expansion. The new mechanics and the new cards make it a great twist on the theme of Cthulhu and deck builder. So go ahead and check it out. It'll be on Kickstarter on June 20th. It's by Wyvern Gaming. And once again, like we mentioned in the last video, that the original Cthulhu deck builder, it's going to be remastered so that the art and everything and the card setup actually matches the new one, the standalone expansion. So you'll be able to get that during the Kickstarter. It'll be available, I think, as an add-on or as one of the pledge options. You'll be able to do that. So go ahead and check it out. Cthulhu, the Horror in Dunwich, Kickstarter, June 20th. Logan Chops Reviews, Wyvern Gaming. Hit the subscribe button. Go hit like on our Facebook page. Comment. Let us know you care. Go show us some love over there. Pay attention to our sponsors on the title card. Their links will be in the description. We'll see you next time. Happy gaming.